It's always great to be there real time as Bitcoin prices are breaking out. There's just something compelling to being there to actually watch it. And you see these price chart patterns where we've got the higher lows all the way along. We've got these triangle patterns building and building. And here we have another one breaking out of the top of a triangle that is, what's the shape of this? There's a specific name for this kind of shape of triangle. And of course, it's technical analyst's dream to watch these formations form up, predict them in advance, watch it happen, and profit from it at the same time. That's just a very rewarding part of trading, is to know how the pieces all work and then to get it right, use your risk control correctly. So I want to zoom out on this one here a bit before it does do the breakout of this ceiling that it's just building up to do right now. And we can see how things have sprung out of this triangle formation that was really actually a shock to me. One thing that I do expect is that there's going to be a bot-driven spike down into these areas, down to 345. I would like to have a buy order at 348.91 because I expect that the bots will plunge this market past everybody's stop losses and screw everybody over. That's my own conspiracy theory. And that's what I expect was happening right here, as the mathematics proved up that they could move the markets like this, and away it goes, away it goes. It only takes a mathematical amount of money to move the markets a specific amount. And those mathematics can be calculated in real time across all of the exchanges for all of the open orders that are available. And a well enough established trader could coordinate that kind of movement across all of the different exchanges where Bitcoin is traded. Certainly not out of the possibility, especially in those small ranges we're just pointing out there. Now when we take a bigger look at the ranges where it can go, that small little dip back down to here is completely possible. But at the same time, we're looking at some great technical patterns here for a real burst to the upside. And this is the 2-hour charts. So we're looking through all of November there. Now we're back to the beginning of October, when I first put on my Bitcoin trade and bought 2.46 Bitcoin. Buy and hold, buy and lend strategy that is growing by lending it as I'm holding it as it's going up, because it's just time for Bitcoin to do that. Market capitalization, the mathematics of market capitalization is what drives the prices. And then technical analysis really works well in these markets, except for the occasional time where it just gets bloody. And it's actually prudent to plan for those kind of cascades, and maybe even having buy orders up at the 346-ish, another set of buy orders at 329 for a real crazy comeback. And that could happen as a spike, and then if it does, you'd want to get out of your position right away, take your profits and reposition. So here I think we're on the beginning of a much larger uptrend. There's just a lot of interest in the market, and it's expanding. And somebody talked about the fact that Bitcoin only has $5 billion worth of market capitalization right now, and compared that to a stock traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And $5 billion is actually not a very big capitalization for the stocks that are traded there. So I went and looked up the difference between small, medium, and large market capitalization corporations. And small is considered, I think it was up to 2 billion, 2 to 10 billion is a medium, and 10 to 200 billion is a large market cap corporation. And of course, Bitcoin is probably going to become larger than any one corporation, because all corporations will be using it. So it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that Bitcoin would hit $2 billion or $200 billion of market capitalization, and even up to $1 trillion in market capitalization. And if that was the case, just because of the mathematics, then Bitcoin would be worth tens or 100,000s of dollars per Bitcoin. So that means that your faucet earnings that you're getting at 1,500 Satoshi are actually going to be worth $1 in the future. And so those little faucet earnings that everybody just goes, oh my God, it's not worth your time. You could actually be earning $30 an hour equivalent in the future by doing 30 faucets an hour right now. And so I really encourage youth, don't think that faucets aren't worth your time. I think that even though they're ridiculously small amount of pay for your time right now, for a youth or somebody who has no job, or you're from a developing country and you don't have that kind of income source but you have access to the internet, hit those faucets, get those little satoshis built up, and then lend them out and grow them, because this is going to be much greater in the future. I think we're not even partly aware of how much this can be. So if you do have a regular job, it would be quite prudent to take $20 per week and purchase Bitcoin on a regular basis, $100 a month. Buy those Bitcoin and just start accumulating them. Take 10%, 20, 30% of that Bitcoin that you're accumulating, you're just setting aside. Keep those paper wallets and take some of those and spread them out across a wide variety of altcoin investments. You bet you look at these big massive spikes down here. Having buy orders down in these areas is still not unthinkable, especially after the price goes back up to the 900 levels, to the 700 levels where it's going right now. Then there's going to be some real retracements. Absolutely wonderful to watch this, and fantastic to be part of it as it's playing out right now. Let's zoom back in again. Here's the 4-hour chart, and look at that bumping against the top of that ceiling. It's just very exciting. And the ceiling, do the crosshairs here. Look at the support and resistance back in the beginning of November 7th and 10th. Now, the 29th, it's looking pretty exciting. Let's zoom into the 1 hour. You see it's given some strength, 30-minute. We can actually watch this unfold. So good luck, everybody, in all of your Bitcoin and altcoin trading.